Good morning, PsychRef. Cheers. This is my first kind of post like this. It's a PSA, a PsychRef service announcement. I'm going to attempt to explain what lossless media is and what it can do for us audiophiles and music enthusiasts, and what the difference is in different digital media types that you can download. So, for example, I have up my very small and modest Bandcamp collection. But before I even get into that, I'm going to explain what we typically download, like an MP3 from sites like this, or maybe you pack a thumb drive full of music that's typically MP3s that you swap between friends that I've done, and I take it to work, or I even pop it in the CD player in my car, and away I go. I just doot and select a song, and here we are playing it on MP3, and I can jam like 20 albums on there, no problem. So what we're doing with MP3s is that is a digital format, and the original format is called analog, and I'm going to show you what the analog sine wave looks like. It's a complete range of audio that the human ear can hear, um, and this is a good one right here. This blue line is analog, what we can hear. And the red stepped wave, it's not even a sine wave, is what digital compressed audio is. And the way they do that is they take a song, let's say it's 4 megabytes, and when you record it from an audio source, it converts it to a digital format in MP3. And what that does is it takes out a little bit of information each length that the program deems that we can't hear or isn't necessary. In the early days, it was real obvious. You get that real tinny and like sparkly, crackly MP3 recordings. Those are really horribly converted analog to digital um, sine waves, and we can actually hear those, and that's the information that's lost. Is those really crappy audio recordings. Here's some more digital sine waves. So what we have in all our computers and on our stereos is called a DAC. It's a digital to analog converter. And what this little chip does, or series of chips do, is it converts this digital wave, this stepped digital wave, and it tries to realign it into an analog wave before it hits our ears, digital to analog. Um, so the quality of the DAC definitely matters. In the earlier DACs, you can, or no DACs at all, you can really hear the stepped loss in MP3 audio. But as you get up in higher quality, the technology, the money that you pay for, it realigns those steps into more of a sine wave. So to sidestep a lot of that, what they have started doing is true music enthusiasts do what's called lossless format. And there's a couple of formats for lossless information. And lossless format media is as close to an analog, this blue line, as you can get before it is digital. And you can save it like that. So the digital content is as close to an analog signal as you can get. And what that does is, if you have um, like your onboard DACs in your computer, have to work much less, and the precision of that signal is much greater. So I'm going to show you an example of what I always used to just bypass and download. Here's my Bandcamp page, and I just recently bought this album, and usually I would go to download and I'd select MP3, And here we go. I hit download and I'd start downloading it. And I'd probably put it on my phone because I ride my bicycle a lot, and so I just jam a bunch of albums on there, and away I go. I have a ton of albums digitally. I'm not even going to bother showing you. It's ridiculous. It's 400 or 500 gigs. But what I have learned is a lot of artists and recording studios are giving us options, and I'm just totally bypassing it. So what we have here is a plethora of different music audio formats that we can choose to download, and these are going to be a different format, different sine wave quality. This one that's highlighted and checked being the lowest, and as you can see, it's 77 megabytes for this song, and we download it and it sounds great because our computers, our stereos, our onboard DACs are doing that work for us. But there's all these other options. MP3 320, it's a higher MP3 compressed format. This stepping is a little bit less, and the true audio signal is there a little bit more. So this is also a compressed format that will give us a lot of space and sound great on our systems. And then we get into the lossless formats, and FLAC is a lossless format, and look how huge this file is. It's 213 megabytes. The Apple lossless format is also the same, 223 megabytes. And then you can see that like the WAV file and the AIFF, I have no idea what those are, but you can look into them. I think a WAV file is also a compressed file format, but I don't know why it's so large. You can click on Bandcamp's real helpful. You can click on help on that, and it's like, what media file should I download? And it goes into it. Oh, look, you can also download FLAC, Apple Lossless, AAC, OGG, Vorbis, WAV, and AFI or AIFF formats. Um, I'm not sure what those are, but what I know is that I'm gonna start downloading in lossless file formats just because I have a somewhat decent um, receiver, and I want to hear a difference. I want to do a side-by-side test. So hopefully this encourages some of you guys to look into what the difference is. If you've been missing out on audio quality, if you have a setup, a nice stereo setup with a receiver, or maybe you have separate components, a preamp and an amp, and you also have a ton of digital content and it sounds great, but it's just missing something, maybe this is it. Excuse me. I know some artists, like Nine Inch Nails and Trent Reznor, for example, are huge music enthusiasts. They're audiophiles and nerds. So the quality of their lossless content is going to be amazing. And do a side-by-side comparison. Do that low quality, that highly compressed MP3, and then download a WAV file format and play it side by side on your awesome setup, and see the difference, and post your response here if you feel like it, or if this at all helps you understand what the difference is. Awesome. So hope this helps anyone out. I found this incredibly useful information because I'm always looking for another reason to up my music game. And just to show you, I have to go back and make sure that I can download all my stuff in lossless, because I'm pretty sure I just downloaded regular MP3. Yeah, man. I need to go back and download it all. Anyways, I hope this helps, and I will be posting some more, hopefully. Thank